What's up guys, it's MTG Matthew back with another Instart Crimspn standard video. And today I want to present to you a Bant control list that I built, which is a lot of fun to play, a little bit toxic, right? But I really like the concept of this deck, and I think this is an archetype that you can potentially really expand with future expansions if good cards are pinned for this archetype. So let's take a look at this deck that I called Infinity for one simple reason. With this deck, unless your opponent has a ton of exile your graveyard effects, you can't deck yourself. So you will never run out of cards, and the idea of this deck is to just have a lot of card draw, have effects that shuffle cards from your graveyard back into your library. And this way, over time, as the game goes on, your deck becomes less and less lands and becomes more and more selected towards the cards that you actually want to draw, right? So, how to accomplish that and how did I get the idea for this deck? So first of all, I already had made a very similar deck to this one with the same idea, I think in the last expansion, with Ren 7. And back then I already ran Dryas Revival, which is a 3-mana sorcery. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand, flashback 5 mana. I absolutely love this card. It gives you access to your whole graveyard, and even if you mill it over, it can still provide you value, right? But the reason I wanted to build this deck idea again was because of this new card here, which is called Witness the Future. It's a 3-mana sorcery in blue. Target player shuffles up to 4 target cards from the graveyard into a library. You look at the top 4 cards of your library, then put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So this card, Witness the Future, lets us also pick cards from our graveyard, put them back in our library, and then if you combine this with a lot of card draw, you can really, as the game goes on, build your own deck, like rebuild your own deck, and fill it with the cards you need, right? Fill it with more counter spells, or fill it with more board wipes, and so on. So that's the idea of this deck, and the win condition, the ultimate win condition, is simply 4 copies of Holo Storm Giants. If these get destroyed by stuff like a Field of Ruin or removal spells, we can simply shuffle them back into a library and then do it all over again. And Holo Storm Giants is just such a solid win condition due to the fact that it's got 7 power. And as long as your opponent has stayed on his starting life total of 20 life, 3 hits is all you need to end the game. So the idea of this deck ultimately is to control the game, shuffle cards back into our library, and then just finish the game with Hall of Storm Giants, right? There are actually no permanents we'll ever put on the board ourselves. It's all just instant sorceries, and with some occasional tokens with Sunset Revelry, but that's it. So, let's dive into the deck. Now that we've set the deck idea, I've composed the piles here to show you what's going on. The first pile, we got our removal, board wipes, everything that helps us survive. We got 4 copies of Sunset Revelry, very nice source of life gain, can give us blockers and also cantrip. 4 copies of Doomscar, Sunset Revelry and Doomscar, this is the combination that's supposed to help us against mono-white aggro, or against all the other aggro decks. And then what's really nice is 4 copies of Devastating Mastery. It can, for 6 mana, just destroy all non-land permanents. Very important to note, this requires 4 white mana. So, as you progress towards 6 mana in your game, you should make sure that you actually have enough mana to cast this. But if you're just such a gamer, because it just can wipe a board of, you know, a lot of Planeswalker, the spiders, treasures, stuff like Ren 7, Essiga's Chariot, it just hits everything at once, and that's why it's so good, right? So these cards here, they help us survive and stabilize. Then we got a pile of counter spells, 4 copies of Sword coming to counter anything, a single copy of Test of Talents to remove threats from our opponent's deck permanently, and 4 copies of Divide by Zero, which isn't a counter spell technically, but it still interacts with the stack, interacts with the board, and gives us access to lessons about which I'm gonna talk later. Then this pile here is our Infinity pile, right? Witness the Future lets us shuffle cards back into our library. And then the 2 copies of Dryas Revival are really nice because in total this gives us access to 4 more cards from our graveyard. What's really nice is, for example, if you're in a situation where you always get your 1 Test of Talents back, right? Because Test of Talents lets you see your opponent's hand, so if you see that you would also like to counter another instant or sorcery spell your opponent might play the following turn, just get it back with Dryad's Revival and you're good to go. And then in this pile, in the last one, we have all of our card draw, 4 copies of Memory Deluge, just premier card draw, right, in our format. 4 copies of Eureka Moment, lets us draw 2 cards, but also lets us ramp. And you do want to ramp in this deck at least a little bit, because you want to get to 7 mana for Storm Giants, you want to get to the 6 mana for Devastating Mastery. And all in all, we're in control deck, and we have a lot of card draws, so we can actually often use all of our mana. Even if we have 10 mana, 11 mana, 12 mana, we can actually use that mana. And then we got a single copy of Secret Restoration, which occasionally can be really, really good. And then lastly, we have our win condition, 4 copies of Hollow Storm Giants. Over at the land pile here, nothing special going on. We got 3 copies of Field of Ruin to deal with any mana lands, and then all the dual lands in a single Hengate pathway. Now, one more important thing that I want to note is the sideboard, the lesson sideboard, because this is a little bit more unusual than normally. So we have our rudimentary single copy of Mascot Exhibition. You know, it can just be occasionally nice. 2 copies of Teaching of Archaics for more card draw, and 2 copies of Environmental Sciences. Nothing special so far. However, we have 2 copies of Academic Probation. So it's a 2 mana sorcery in white, and we can either choose a non-land card name, opponents can cast spells with the chosen name until your next turn, or choose target non-land permanent until your next turn can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can be activated. The reason we have this in here is to help us against Hullbreaker Horror matchups, because our deck doesn't have single target instant spear removal, which means the only way we have to interact with Hullbreaker Horror is divide by 0. And but over time our deck is eventually going to lose against Hullbreaker Horror. So to buy us more time, you can divide by 0 a Hullbreaker Horror on the stack, then grab an Academic Probation and cast the Academic Probation naming Hullbreaker Horror, which means for 2 mana, for a whole turn, you have countered your opponent's ability to cast Hullbreaker Horror. And this can be really useful to buy you more time. So yeah guys, that's the list. I had a lot of fun playing this archetype. I'm curious to see how this deck is going to evolve in the future with more cards added to standard. Namely, as I'm recording this on December 16th, there is going to be a small Twitch reveal stream today for Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, where we get to see a new Planeswalker. So I'm pretty excited about that, and we'll see how Kamigawa might add to this deck archetype. For now, enough talking, enjoy the games, and I see you guys soon. Sand looked good enough to me. I don't really see a reason to do anything here. Okay, so now we have the Deluge online, we got the Eureka Moment online. And we're gonna most certainly Eureka Moment on our opponent's turn. Let's hit a land here. No land. Technically no land. But actually... Now let's play the restoration. Wait, we actually have to discard? Well, let's just... well, Yukamon actually is not solving the problem. Ah, that was wrong. Should have waited there for a test. Discard a card. Guess we discard a Revelry. Can actually make the gameplay faster.
You require subservience will be rewarded.
So we're very far away from Devastating Master. We can't even cast the Doomscar. I think we just stay loose here, try to find some lands. This looks good. Let's play the field so we can get rid of the Haven. And then let's foretell the Doomscar. Something like that.
I'll tell you a secret.
So we just want to try to get to 4 white mana, so we can cast the Mastery and just get rid of everything at once. We can just actually, let's get rid of the Hive here, so that opponent doesn't exile our Deluge. There's Plains. And we haven't actually played a land yet, so what we can do is just get the field back. And do it again, get our 4th copy of like our 4th source. Oh no, wait, we have, we played the Plains. Right. That was wrong. Well, in that case, let's play the Revelry for some life and some token. Just to stall. Hell yeah, please use resources on these tokens. So next turn we will actually be able to cast the Mastery no matter what. Because we can play the Field of Ruin, crack it, get our 4th white mana and have 6 white mana left over. Like 6 mana left over with 4 white mana.
My hatred lives.
And getting rid of these hives is really important. Since they're exiling stuff. So if you play the Deserted Beach, we can just Master and then we have 3 mana open. But I wanna get rid of the Hive. This way you can exile the Revival or the Memory Deluge. Let's blow up everything up. Let's blow everything up here. Can still draw another card from Skullport Merchant.
Aren't I? I am merely delayed, not defeated. Subservience will be.
So we might take another 4 damage from the Haven here, which it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. We probably want to try to shuffle the Reveries back into the deck for the life gain. Okay, opponent just chooses to Mascot Exhibition. Pretty good for us. And we just get back our Field of Ruin. And that's why Dria's Revival is so amazing. You can just do all these little plays. We still have a Forest as a basic in our deck, so we will actually get something with Field. And the interesting part about this deck is, so for until now we have just controlled, right? But then we're always immediately ready to start striking because our whole Stone Giants has been on the battlefield for so long already. Could just take this here, discard some lands. It's got 2 mana left, so he could have a Deadly Dispute open. I think either way, the first thing we do is get rid of this Haven. That's always happening. Get the Forest. And now we can just discard 2 lands. I think that's fine. Island and the farmland. I'd rather Test of Talents, a Deadly Dispute or something. Alright. I guess we just pass, we use a Memory Deluge, have a Test of Talents open. It's good enough. Wait, why is my stuff untapped? Oh no, it makes sense. Okay, Test of Talents. That's a sand. Nothing left in the library, wow. What is, yeah, meeting method. He got a Tox Thrill, bunch of exile effects. Double Blood on a Snow. The Blood in the Snow is a nice Test of Talents target, potentially. The opponent has a bunch of options here. He can just play a lols, revive a lols.
Envy the strong.
We can try to find a Devastating Mastery here.
A gift in exchange for loyalty.
Okay, I like the Mastery. I like the Reverie for some life gain actually. Because this Mito Massacre is really hurting us badly. Okay, make this a white. For your non-permanent.
You win this round.
Take a bunch of damage.
Waiting for you. My subservience.
And we have 6 mana left. With 6 mana, unfortunately, we can't get back a Test of Talents, but what we can do is we can go Sunset Reverie, draw a card, in some life. Ooh, divide by 0 is nice. Now we just pass. We have a Eureka moment open. And yeah, as you can see, we're just getting to this point where our opponent is running out of value. We have all the card draw, and we always just have our win condition on the board already. Okay, let's divide by 0 this. And opponent can't play anything else here. Let's get teaching, let's just get more card draw. Play the hall. And we can actually just go for the kill here. You know what, let's get the mastery now. Use up all of our mana. This way we're hedging against Elol's coming back. Yeah, the teaching, this was a bit wasted. Now the opponent's gonna empty his hand.
Little thing, that I may see you better. I will get what I want.
Let's mastery again here. And then we can... Now what we actually can do is...
And do what I demand.
Can actually get the Test of Talents with Drya's Revival. I didn't want to attack there because our opponent can just Field of Ruin our Hall and then we used up all of our mana. We just wait until next turn. And now we've hashed against those Blood on the Snows. Okay, it's fine. That is fine. Okay. So the Haven is a problem here. So I think we wanna Witness the Future. Get the Field of Ruin back into the deck. And maybe all the Reveries for some life gain. Did I already play land this turn? No. There's a Reverie. But no, we just take the Field of Ruin. And now what? Got 11 mana. I think I'm activating a Hollow Storm Giants to force him to use his Field of Ruin there. Okay, I wanna use this mana, use our Field of Ruin to kill his Faceless Haven. Don't have a basic land anymore. And now we still have mana open for Test of Talents, and we just pass. Okay. And we still got 2 more holes on the board. So flank barely is undamaged. Let's go for the kill here. He's gonna jump block here. Flank is barely dealing any damage. 5 mana open. We just end the turn. We can Eureka Moment, Test of Talents, all that good stuff. And see, this is the power of Druid's Revival. Our opponent knows he can't play the Blood on Snow, because we're just gonna play Test of Talents, and that's it. Oh. Yes, please. Yes, please. Play the Hall. Dude, I love this deck. Once this goes off, it feels so satisfying. Let me actually turn on the light. And now we talent. Take the one out of sand from the graveyard, library. One gets to draw a card. And yeah, that's how you win. Still had so much more card draw. Man. Okay. Kind of actually don't like this hand. That's better. Way better. Ditch the Revival. Play the Hall. Yeah, we just need some stuff against aggro and OP hand. Blue, let's just cantrip here. Simic, interesting. She played a field. Pass. Yeah, Suspicious Stowaway is a hell of a card. I don't think we need to fix our mana here. I think we're fine. What we have. I think I want a Deluge now. While there are no counter spells. I want 1 green mana and probably a Test of Talents. We need our board wipes though. Test of Talents is nice. Now that we want to cast our Reverie, in case he wants to counter it. Deluge. We actually get to draw a card. That's nice. Get the whole package. The turn. Do with the card draw. Let's block both. I wonder if I should actually crack my Field of Ruin here. Yeah. I think I want to crack it. To get our 4 Swords of white mana. In case we're lucky enough to draw into a Devastating Mastery. That being said, we actually already have it. Revelry is super nice. Now let's Revelry, have a Memory Deluge open, stall more, divide by 0, also really nice. We're looking for our board vibes here. Opponent gets to draw a ton of cards though. I wonder if I think I want to bounce the troll. Just take even less damage, and if he wants to counter this, I'm fine. But I didn't really feel comfortable just putting out the Memory Deluge, losing to Disruption or Test of Talents. Opponent has a ton of cards, so Teachings is very likely to be useful. Okay, Doomscar is absolutely perfect. Because we get to play it with a Test of Talents open, and he only has 3 mana. So if he has a counterspell here, ooh, yes, let's get rid of this negate for good. Let's get to take a look at his hand to... Okay, double Chariot, Hall, Old Growth Troll, World Tree, okay, negate. Okay, he has Caretakers. He has Decisive Denials. It's an interesting list. Okay, so for now we're good. We also have a Hall of Storm Giants, so now we can actually counter stuff, or like block stuff. Play the island. We have 4 cards, opponent's 4 cards, so if you play the Teachings, we get to draw 2 cards. And there's the Mastery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we just want to hit everything with Mastery. So I think we just pass here. We see if we want to divide by 0 or anything. Otherwise we just Eureka Moment. It's an interesting list our opponent runs. It's like a Simic aggro list. Something like that. So you know, that I forgot to see what our opponent has more counter spells, but he has the Simic counter spell. Pay 3 or more. So which requires us to pay 3 mana, which means we should try to find a 9th land here so we can pay for it. Just take the damage, cast Eureka Moment. Problem is also he has a Hall. Oh, we didn't find the land. Okay, there's the land. Okay, there's the land. Okay, so now we can pay for the Simic counter spell. Let's hope he doesn't have another counter spell. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, he doesn't have a forest. Ha. Okay, now we have a divide by 0 open. But he can simply smash with the Hall if he feels the need to. Yeah. Man, we are in a really shitty situation. So, okay. What I'm doing now is a risk. I want to witness the future and try to find a Field of Ruin. And we actually need to find an untapped land. Or we're dead. Let's also get the Reveries for life gain. There is an untapped land. Okay. So this way we get to activate our hall to block his hall. We got the life gain back in the deck. 2 devastating masteries. What do we have in the sideboard? Mascot Exhibition. Mascot Exhibition is nice for blocking. So I think I let this pass, and I want to try to find Fields of Ruin with Memory Deluge. Because this is what will allow us to play Devastating Mastery, plus being able to counter his Hall of the Storm Giants. So we need to find a Field of Ruin here. Let's do this now. Okay, Reverie for life gain is nice. Divide by 0, we already got one. I know, actually, I just want to get another land here. And let's use our mana. And, well... Actually, yes. Let's use our mana. And use the learn to discard Rummage here. Oh shit, we got a denial out of his hand. Oh, and a Doomscar. Wait. Can we even survive here? So we got 10 mana. Actually got 11 mana. So with 11 mana, we can actually... We can actually afford to search for a Field of Ruin with Memory Deluge, and if we don't find one, we still have 7 mana open, which gives us a Doomscar plus a Sunset Reverie, and then we're still dead. What if I just Doomscar here? Then we have 5 mana left, and he just kills us with the Hall. So I think I actually have to Memory Deluge here. I need to find a Field of Ruin. We're dead. Wait, Double Reverie also works, but we can't cast... Wait, this guy has Trample. Wait, so let's take the Reverie, take a Revival. Do you have a Field of Ruin in the graveyard? Ah, I shuffled it back. Double Reverie isn't doing it because of this Pugilist that has Trample. Damn. 6, so let's play 7 mana. So wait, with Double Reverie... No wait, with Double Reverie go up to 10 life. No, that's actually enough. Wait, that's actually enough. That's actually enough. And... Maybe I should get another Reverie here. No, let's just foretell the Doomscar. I don't know, maybe we can live here. So the idea is we can jump block the Hall. We can jump block the Chariot. Why do we take 8 damage? And now with the Foretold Doomscar we can actually... destroy everything, has our Hall up. So we lose if he has a way to crew the Chariot. That is when we lose. Let's make him tap the Hall first. Don't think he can bounce my Hall. That's nice, we got rid of one of his Halls. And again, if he just destroys everything, he has another Hall. Ah! And this is unblockable. No wait, if we get a Sunset Revelry back... If we get a Reverie back, gain some life, we can jump block again. And then if we, with the Reverie, get our Hall back, we have it for next turn. Ready for next turn. Oh, now can we, oh my god, this is so intense. Can we do it? And yes, I mean, our opponent has a Memory Deluge, but he can use it if he powers up the Hall every turn. Does he power up the Hall? He gets to loot here. Come on. Come on. An island. This is so... wow, what a matchup. So if I power up the Hall next turn, I'm actually dead because this is Trample. If I Mastery, powers up the Hall, I'm dead. What is an out here? Well, an out is if we just find a Field of Ruin. But even then... we have another Revival, so we can play another Sunset Revelry. We go up to 9 life, which is exactly lethal with these two dudes. I don't know, I think we're actually dead this time. I mean, what's an out here? Shield of Ruin. I think we just have to take a chance here. Just go Eureka moment. Shield of Ruin. I didn't get it. Where is our Field of Ruin? Damn! It's Deluge. Wait, I should have Deluged first, I know. We're dead. Oh man, this was so incredibly close. If you could have just found a Field of Ruin. Man, well played. Ah. Couldn't do it. Okay. That's fine. So we're potentially facing some sort of, you know, human aggro here. This is still fine, actually. Takes away my memo deluge. Interesting. Interesting. Let's keep the divide by 0 up. And lose some lives so we get the full Sunset Reverie package potentially. No attacks with Catilda, okay. Actually, I wanna counter that. Yeah, let's try to counter Sigarda, because currently we don't have a board wipe. And flyers are a pain in the ass. Reverie. Reverie again, we just draw a card. I don't want to do that. Just chill. Let's get maximum value. Okay, again we can play Revelry for a value, have mana for divide by 0. Gain some life and some tokens. Next turn we can memory deluge. Now if we divide by 0, I probably want to rummage. Divide by 0 the adversary. Get a teachings, that's perfect. Very nice, we actually get to draw some cards. And there's the Doom Scar, let's go. And we still won't attack, just because he also has manlands. We take 6 here. And now we actually don't attack him, because this will just gain him life. Through our life linky boy. Wait, if we Doomscar... If we Doomscar here, our mana use is really awkward. Let's do it anyway. And we can still Sunset Reverie to draw a card, gain some life. Yeah, that's the best option. Cantrip here, gain some life. Okay. We're at 15 life, he has 2 layers, which is annoying, but we can hopefully find our Fields of Ruin. Make this x equals 1. Let's just pass. If you want, we can activate the hall to block. Yeah, it's nice. Actually get to kill the lair here. Still taking quite some damage though. And he's got another lair, so... Wait, this is 6-7 damage exactly, damn. Man, do we lose again here? Wait, the biggest he can make this is... So he's got 6 mana. He can have 7 mana next turn, and then this becomes a 5-5. Right? Think so. If we mastery here, he can't kill us with the lair here, right? So we get some more time. And if we just use the lair here again, we can power up the hall next turn and so forth. And next turn it's gonna be better because we're gonna have 10 mana, so if we power up the hall block, we can still do Eureka Moment afterwards. Yep. I mean, we have a ton of card draw, right? So as long as we can survive, we can get back into this game, can eventually shuffle all these Reveries back into the deck to gain some more life. Very clever. He can't kill the hall because of the ward. Okay, now we can block and... I guess Eureka Moment. Put down Beach. Okay, we got rid of his manlands, that's pretty big. Now I can blow up Adeline and use the Memory Deluge. So now we can look for answers. As long as he doesn't play manlands, we should be more or less fine finding answers. Yeah, there's Brutal Kafar. Let's use the Exile Memory Deluge here. Okay. Definitely want the Field of Ruin, and we need Divide by 0 to interact with this Kafar. Ruin. And yeah, let's just pass. Just pass. Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, now it flipped, so... If he has a way to kill our hall, we actually can't deal with this because of the ward ability. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we can just block the Moonrage Brute. And nothing! Perfect. draw some cards then. There's the Doom Scar. I also like the Revival. Unless they lose some more. Get another Doom Scar. Another Revival actually. Let's look at our hand. Okay, first things first, let's Doom Scar. And then let's actually go for the kill. And we can foretell the Doom Scar here. Make it cheaper for next turn. I don't think he's gonna have hasters. Alright, there's far. Now a Doom Scar. Attack again, and remember, all we need is 3 hits. 3 hits to win the game. Now we still have Eureka Moment up. Sure. Draw some more cards. Put some lands down. And now we actually have so much mana that we can just go Devastating Mastery and activate our Hall for the 3rd time, and that's how you win with this deck.